What's happening, world? It's Quan here, and I got something to talk about. Now, I'm from a small town in North Carolina called Lenore, which resides in Caldwell County, about an hour north of Charlotte, nestled right on the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. You know, your average sleepy southern county, southern town. Back in the day, was actually known for doing good in the furniture industry. We have a lot of furniture plants still run today. Caldwell County is a pretty good sized county to me. A lot of people don't realize it's pretty large. It's got about 80,000 residents. But that ain't what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about this, man. All of that. You know what that is? That is a line chart from the NC State Health Department of overdose deaths between the years of 2012 and 2021. I think it's in the line chart. Don't quote me. I went to West Caldwell, man. So, anyway, as you can see, it says fentanyl and heroin overdose deaths in 2012. For the county, we had a total of 5. It would take more or less. I don't really know how that works, but that's the data, right? Fast forward to 2021, man. Over 35, almost at 40. What? What's even crazier, look at the spike from 2019 to 2021. Yeah, on the right hand of the side of the page, you can see it did more than double, triple, quadruple. I don't know what's after quadruple. I told you I went to West Caldwell. Yeah, they went from 5 to 40 overdoses in a 2-year span. Quick Google search says that is an octuple. Now, I don't know if that's a lot to y'all. That's a lot to me. One death is a lot. It jumped up to 40 from 5 from heroin and fentanyl overdoses. And when I seen that, I learned that shocked me, man. And if you didn't know, I'm in recovery from that same drug. As of February 19, 2024, I am coming up on 11 months clean and sober. Fentanyl addiction, man. Right in my little lovable town, Caldwell County, bro. Where everybody knows everybody. It's a small town. Bro. And to have that kind of jump in 2 years, from right at 5 overdose deaths to over 40. Pretty safe to say we all know somebody who's battling a drug addiction. And out of all the people we know that has a drug addiction, it's pretty safe to say that, man, we know some good people, Lenore and Caldwell County is a good, hardworking town, man, full of a lot of good people. I know a lot of good people. And as you can see, a lot of those good people are affected by drug addiction. And even more, a lot of those good people know somebody who has died or has died themselves, man. I'm still stuck on that jump. That's crazy. Like I said, when I seen that, when I Googled that up, man, like I'm right now, I'm speechless, man. That left me speechless. I didn't know that, bro. And just like you, I know people who's personally in that statistic. Literally, I know people who is in that 40, for real, bro. Like I said, everybody who's on drugs, man, contrary to popular belief, everybody's not a piece of crap. Everybody just not bad people, man. They just got caught up in it, bro. And it does not discriminate. Like I say, fat, white, black, skinny, rich, poor, working, no job, got children, no children. Anybody from the homeless man at the gas station to your soccer mom that pulls up and drops her children off at school and practice every day. This thing is affecting them, bro. I'm not here to get political about the border. I'm not here to talk about the dealers. It ain't none of that, bro. I live that life, bro. You feel me? Everything plays a part in it, man. From the product of your environment to the people you hang around, to the things that you seen when you grew up, being desensitized to the drugs. Mind you, man, just from my knowledge, my town doesn't have a lot of resources for people who is in addiction to go get help. Yeah, there's a clinic, and there's some things, man, people are trying to help, but there's not a lot of help. Plus, you add in the fact of mental illness, man. You add in the fact that people just trying to get it how they live, man. Add in the fact that people are just in survival mode. People are in survival mode in addiction. People are in survival mode when they're not in addiction, man. And I don't know what the next step is. I don't know what to do. But I know that you gotta grab the person next to you, and you gotta grab the people you love near you, especially the young people. You gotta talk to them, and you gotta show them the real. And you gotta be an open book about this thing. Because if you think it can affect you, you tripping. If you think it can affect someone you love or someone you know, you're tripping. 'Cause I tell you right now, I didn't come from seeing drug use from my parents. I know people who did. Shoot, I grew up going to church, raised by a good God-fearing woman. And I seen what little she had, and she took that and blossomed. And I still got elbow deep in it. Just like other people I know who didn't have that, they still got elbow deep in it. So it's not a thing of judging the next person, downing the next person, throwing the blame here and there. It's a thing of communicating with your people, loving your people, being honest with them, and being an open book, man, and talking about this thing. Because I'll tell you from hands-on experience, most drug addicts, bro, they don't want to live that life, man. But also from the experience of a drug addict, you got to want it. You got to want it so bad that you'll do almost anything to get out of that, man. Because as you can see from the data, it ain't an if, but it's a when. It's a ticking time bomb, and I use the analogy of a tornado. I know a little bit of good words. I went to West Caldwell. It's an analogy of a tornado because it destroys everything in its path. Drug addiction. So whether you're on drugs or whether you not, whether you know somebody or whether you don't, it affects you, and it affects your community, and it affects the people around you, your loved ones, children. And being somebody who's in recovery, man, I don't think it's just lock them up and throw away the key. I also do not think it's a thing where you keep enabling. It's a scary monster. It's a beast. It's a tornado. So the only way I feel like you get ahead of it, and this is just from personal experience, is take it by the horns. Like I said, talk to your family. Talk to the people around you. Reach out to somebody. If you're going through addiction, I was there. I was there not too long ago, man, and I'm still there. I'm still wet behind the ears with this recovery thing, man. But you can't do it alone. It's not a thing you can do alone. Step one is you gotta want it. Step two is you gotta go after it. And I've burned many bridges in my day. But it takes some kind of support, man. A lot of us, we've thrown away people because of their drug addiction, because of the things they did to us. And I get it. I don't get to say how you get to feel or how you react to when I hurt you, when I did things to hurt you. So that's one thing I learned in recovery. So even when I take the steps trying to do better and get better and replenish relationships that I lost. Hey, if you don't want nothing to do with me, if you don't want nothing to do with that drug addict that hurt you, I get it, I understand that. But if you love somebody, somebody's going through it, whether the recovery phase or the active addiction phase, and if you can get behind them, and if you can support them, and if you can help them, please do that. Because I promise you, from somebody for first-hand experience in this, man, it helps. From the addict side, you gotta want it. You gotta want it. You can't talk about it. You gotta be about it. You gotta practice what you preach. You gotta find something. You gotta take a step. You got to take a step. You gotta reach out to somebody. You gotta Google something. You gotta call somebody. You gotta message somebody. And you gotta do it over and over again until you get that help. You got to stay alive. You got to choose life. I don't judge any addicts. I've been an addict a long time, and I know when this thing grips you, there ain't no words I can put behind that. It ain't to just stop. If you could just stop, trust me, we would just stop. It's a process. It's literally a life-changing thing. Yeah, back to that, man. That's the data. Overdose deaths in Caldwell County. That line right there is the fentanyl on the heroin line. Accidental or not, grab somebody, tell them you love them, man. You can beat this thing. I'm out of here.